Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Cody Thomas, and we begin this hour still remaining in Florida for a must-see conclusion to a trial that we covered here on the network at Court TV. The sentencing of Thomas Stein for the murder of a 15-year-old girl. Stein's sentencing happened earlier today, but we had to show you this emotional proceeding. This past May, he was found guilty of first-degree murder and attempted robbery of Kayla Rincon-Miller.
Yes, Judge.
July 10th.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You are? Okay, because I've got...
That's it.
We'll set this then for July 10th at 9 a.m. And I made those orders. Mr. Stein, you'll be held without bond until sentencing, and you'll be fingerprinted and remanded at this time. Anything else before the court? Anything from the defense?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Clearly an emotional reaction from the gallery during that. Kayla was walking home from a movie to McDonald's with her friends when Stein and some of his friends pulled a gun on them 2 years ago. Let's take you back into court now where we're playing out that sentencing. Stein's own mother is now on the stand.
My question.
Yes, you may proceed.
Good morning, Ms. Stein. Can you spell your name for the record, please?
Good morning. It's Jessicastain.
And how are you related to Thomas Stein?
I'm his mother.
You've gathered some letters from some family members, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Before we begin, who have you gathered letters from?
I've written one myself. There's one from his grandmother, his aunt, his brother, and his great-grandma.
Let's begin with his grandparents. Would you like to read those to the court?
The grandparents.
These are his paternal grandparents?
Yes. Great-grandparents or grandma first? I'm going to read my mother's letter first. Dear Honorable Judge Thompson, I'm Thomas Stein's grandmother, and I appreciate the opportunity to share my heart with the court before his sentencing. I've known Thomas his entire life, and have been very close to him as he grew up. I've watched him from the day he was born into the young man he is today. Because of that, I know the person he truly is. Thomas has always had a creative, entrepreneurial spirit. Even as a little boy, he was consistently thinking of ideas and dreaming about his future. One of my favorite memories is that it still makes me smile today. When most children ask for toys and electronics for their birthdays, Thomas made a birthday wish list that included a perfect banana, a watermelon, a pig, and a shovel. His dream was to grow things, have a farm, and build something of his own. That was the kind of child he was. He was happy, imaginative, hardworking, and excited about his life. He also loved being a big brother. He took that role very seriously, and he always wanted to protect his younger siblings. He enjoyed making them laugh, helping them, being someone they looked up to. Those are memories I choose to hold on to when I think of my grandson. There's no question that what happened on March 17, 2024 was a terrible tragedy. My heart aches so much for Kayla's family and everyone whose lives were affected that night. There's nothing in this letter meant to minimize their loss or their pain they continue to endure. Thomas has accepted that he made a terrible mistake by being there that night. He understands his choices had devastating consequences, and he accepts responsibility for the role he played. I believe truly, however, he never expected or intended anybody's life to be taken. He was with people that were not his normal crowd, and one terrible decision changed countless lives forever. including his own family, his own life, and his own family. While Thomas must be held accountable for his actions, I respectfully ask the court to remember he is more than the worst decision he ever made. He was only 16 years old. He is not beyond hope. He is not beyond redemption. And I ask you, Your Honor, to please have mercy during your sentencing and leave Thomas with an opportunity one day return to society as a changed, productive young man. I believe he still has the capacity to learn, to grow, and to become someone who can make the difference in this world. Thank you for the time to read my letter and considering my perspective as someone who loved Thomas his entire life. Respectfully, Thomas's grandmother.
And Ms. Stein, what's your mother's name for the record?
Becky.
Becky.
Yeah.
Full name?
Sutton.
Last
Becky
name?
Sutton.
Can you spell the last name for the record?
Sutton.
Do you need a moment now?
Okay.
Would you like to start with his great-grandparents?
Yeah. Okay. This letter is from his great-grandparents, Nancy and John Berchiani.
Can you spell the last name for the record?
Yes, it's Burchianti. We are writing this letter on behalf of our great-grandson, Thomas Roy Stein. Thomas has been a remarkable young man for most of his life. We have had the privilege of helping care for him while he was growing up, and during that time, he often attended Catholic church with us. We watched him grow into a kind, respectful, caring young boy who was always willing to help others. Whenever we needed assistance with anything around our house, Thomas never hesitated to lend us a hand. Throughout his school years, Thomas was an excellent student, earning mostly A's and taking pride in his work academically. We always knew him to be responsible, polite, and full of promise. The loss of his father had a profound impact on him. From our perspective, that tragedy marked a turning point in his life. He began spending the time with the wrong crowd and the wrong group of friends, and made decisions that were completely out of his character for the young man we always known. While that is no excuse for the choices that brought him before this court, we believe those mistakes do not define the young man we have known and loved our whole life. We sincerely believe Thomas has the ability to become the same compassionate, hardworking Christian young man he once was. If he was given the opportunity. We believe he has the capacity to learn from these mistakes, grow from them, and become a productive member of society. We want the court to know that Thomas is not alone. We remain committed to supporting him, encouraging him, and helping guide him however we can. We respectfully ask the court to consider mercy when determining Thomas's sentence. We pray that you consider not only the events that happened that night that brought Thomas before you, but also the life he lived before this tragedy and the potential he still has. On a personal note, I wanted to share with you, Judge Thompson, that your late father had the honor of marrying us back in 1979, and we've always remembered that. Yeah, okay.
That's okay, he's still alive.
Okay. We just only wanted to share this as a reflection of the respect we have for you and your family and the court. Thank you for taking the time to read our letter and your thoughtful consideration. Respectfully, Mr. and Mrs. John Berchiani.
Thank you.
Jessica, before we proceed any further, you've given me some photos to share with the court. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to play them now. If you could just kind of help me narrate.
Okay.
did Thomas go to school, man?
He went to school at J. Cullen English Elementary in North Fort Myers.
This is him at age 6?
Yes, sir.
Who's that with him?
That's his brother Timothy and his brother Taylor.
You have a letter prepared from Timothy?
Yes, I do.
That's Thomas at age 7?
Yes, sir. They both got A honor roll that year in the principal's year award and perfect attendance.
Who is this with Thomas at age 8?
That's his brother in the green shirt, Timothy. He's holding his sister Rosemary and Taylor and Tucker on the other.
Are his siblings here today in court?
Yes, sir.
At age 9? Was Thomas involved in sports?
Yes, he played for Faith Sports.
Basketball?
Yes, sir. Basketball. I believe he played 2 years there with his brother Timothy and his best friend Patrick.
And the family liked to spend time outdoors, is that correct?
Yes, we did.
At age 11?
That's a photo of him. We went to the Naples Zoo. And another photo of him for Student of the Week. I got to go have lunch with him at school, and he got the Principal's Award and perfect attendance and A honor roll.
This is about 5 years before his arrest. I just want to make that clear.
Yes, sir.
At age 12?
I think that's the first day of 6th or 7th grade, in the middle. The one on the left is me and his aunt Jennifer and his cousins and all of his siblings at the shell factory.
Were you and your sister close?
Yes, very.
And consequently, both Thomas and his cousin were also close?
Yes.
And on the right, are those his grandparents?
That's his great-grandparents, Nancy and John. After church, we often go to the P.F. Chang's restaurant for lunch.
At age 13?
That was the first time he got to see snow. We went to the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. And the other one there, he went on a dolphin cruise there.
Age 14?
All right, still with us, John Mobley, trial attorney John Mobley. John, I mean, she's pulling at every single heartstring possible, reading the letters from the other family members. I mean, mentioning that the judge or the judge's father, whoever married them however many years ago, and then showing these pictures growing up. I mean, pulling everything. I don't know if I've ever seen that during a victim impact statement. I mean, what are you making of it here? I mean, it's to your point earlier, you can murder 12 people, but your mom and everybody else is always going to say he was a great child, and I remember this, and that, and an A student, and I guess that's she's personifying what you just said last segment.
It's like bringing a butter knife to a gunfight. I mean, she's not going to get anywhere with that. And I guess the mom wants to testify and tell the world how wonderful her child is and was, and that's how she's going to always see her child. But I mean, I just think that's one of those things where you got to know you're wasting time. You have to put up something more substantial, and with facts like this. And that's why I'm kind of surprised that this is what they've got so far. Mm-hmm. You got to give that judge something to think about, some reason to hesitate, some reason to think, something based on the evaluation, based on these circumstances, there may be some opportunity for this, young man to be rehabilitated, or some reason to cut him a little bit of a break, whether it's 5 years or 10 years, or, and mama, is not going to do it.
Absolutely. She's showing these pictures here, John, these young, when he was a young child and everything. I just want to get your take on this. How difficult is it to balance youth with the gravity of these charges, the seriousness of this murder conviction? I mean, there's a part of me and part of me in common sense, and people may call me cold for this, but it's like, to me, if you're grown enough to commit a crime like this, you're grown enough to suffer the consequences, right? But then at the same time, there's always the arguments about being young and a teenager and the brain developmental process and all that. What do you make of that dichotomy?
I mean, I think it really depends on the severity of the crime. I mean, of course, we have all done things when we were young that were just stupid. Things that were, wrong, things that may have been illegal that we just didn't think about the gravity. We did not, due to our young age, have the emotional capacity to truly appreciate the consequences and nature and seriousness of our conduct. And that's fine when it's throwing a brick through a window, or maybe, putting sugar in your neighbor's gas tank, or driving too fast, or maybe, punching this other kid in the face. Mm-hmm. But when you have crimes of this nature that involve weapons, that involve, victims, young, very defenseless victims, that involve murder and death, I just think it gets to a point where your age and your youth is just not going to be a valid defense to certain types of conduct. And this is one of those cases where I just think that his youth, the fact that he was 16 at the time, this really is not going to be of any significant benefit from a mitigation standpoint. You really need to put up something substantial to perhaps have this judge be consider that he has the capacity to be rehabilitated and would not and has a very low capacity to reoffend.
John, I echo those same sentiments. I probably couldn't have said it better myself. Now, my friend, I got to let you go because I know you got somewhere to be, but I do thank you for joining us on the program, making time for us here tonight, and I'll see you again very soon. Folks, coming up next, we're going to hear from the defendant himself. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Court TV.